So I'm out with a mower we call Chains, and I think this is the one I want to do Army Green. Just thinking out loud. However, right now it has a little bit of a steering issue. I'm right in the middle of a steering issue fix. I'll show you the problem. So after years and years of use, this steering, it's a ball and socket. The ball is too small or the socket is too big and it just pops right out of place. But I've got this unistrut. I just drilled a hole in the side. This is going to hold, see if I can show you. Once the ball gets back in there, this is going to be like a keeper to keep the arm, the socket from falling off the ball. I should probably finish it up and show you what I'm talking about. Here, let me finish up and you can see what I'm talking about. Right here in the wood shop, and I have a metal cutting blade on the chop saw, and we were using this. This is front lift kit leftovers, trying to make a steering fix-it for the chains mower. And I'm sure the sparks and the sawdust, that's going to be okay. And here it is, our custom steering fix-it bracket. So I've got the steering arm back on. I spun it around. This was on the back, now it's in the front. I think somebody had it on backwards. Anyway, I took the unistrut. There's the hole we drilled. We just cut it off here. And I put it in a vise, pinched it on. That's not coming back out. This guy's skipping, and I don't know for how long it's been skipping. I'm gonna get on that right now. I've also decided that Chains wants to be the one that gets painted Army Green. I took the rear fenders off. They've already been painted gray. What's it gonna hurt to paint them green? It was 7 bolts that popped right off. And then the hood is sitting right there. It's gonna be Army Green. And then if we get the other one running, that'll be the one we do clear coat. Clear coat that hood, those rear fenders. If we look at the exhaust on this side, it's hot, it's been running. The other side, if we look at it, it is cold, it's all covered with grease. I don't think that side's been hitting since I've owned it. About to pull the plug out, see what's going on. And so with the engine cowling off, I took some sandpaper and I rubbed it between the coil and the flywheel, polished it up a little bit. Turn it off. I don't see any spark. Gotta be the coil. So the froze up Oppie engine, I pulled out 4 bolts. It's loose. Trying to get the front cowling off to get to that coil. Try to get the other Oppie running on both cylinders. We're 1 bolt away. And so while he's taking the cowling off, I went and pulled this head off. And if you're thinking, why not save this engine? I guess it could be saved. And speaking of General Craftsman, I put the coil on from the Oppie, the froze up Oppie. If we go down and look at this exhaust pipe, it's covered in grease. It's not running who knows when. We're about to do a cold start and see if it runs on both cylinders now. Now usually smoke is a bad thing, but in this case, burning off that old oil, that's a good thing. That means that cylinder is now hitting. See the frying grease? Just came in from the store. I got the cheapest sander they make, $13.88. We got some primer. We've got some more olive green, flat black. Sandpaper, dust masks, paint thinner, gloves, and masking tape. We're going to do the Army Green mower the right way. Quick update time. The cowling is now on, and I've kind of changed the name from General Craftsman to Colonel Craftsman. A little alliteration for you. And I've taken the running boards off. This side has started the sanding process. I've unboxed the new sander and I love it. The running board, I was going to do it flat black, but now I think it's going to be green to match the fenders and hood. We are right here in the paint booth, and I've just took the sander and then I put a little paint thinner on it. We're about to spray a little primer on, see how it goes. And now with the primer dry, it's time to shoot on some flat black. This is actually two projects going on at one time. This is a shelf I'll show you in a separate video, probably after this video. And this is a running board. This is running board number 1, the bottom side. This is the bottom of running board number 1. I've masked off the decal and it's flat black. Now it's time to flip it. I've got to tape off the black portion. Then we get to test drive the Army Green. Okay, the masking tape is on and the primer is next. Okay, pretty excited, and if you want the exact color, it's satin Italian olive. Let's see how it looks. Now this piece is loose, and it just so happens I'm about to mix up some epoxy. I'm going to mix up a little bit of extra and I'm going to glue that down. And here's the finished running board back on the tractor, the Army Green versus the flat black. I'm loving it. Then right next door in the paint booth, here's the other running board. And the rear fenders have been primed. And now the rear fenders are looking greener than ever. The running board has had its second coat of green, and I'm out of flat black, of all things. Wait, what's that in the background? Flat black, back in business. So it looks like I've been loving this satin Italian olive for a long time. This is the new can. There's a can I've had for years. So now this side of the mower is all flat black. I'm ready to go ahead and put the back fenders on this running board. If we look in the back, it too is flat black. It's time to start putting it back together. The bottom of the back fenders is green. High range, low range shifter handle just became Army Green. And now we need to do the other one. And under the floorboard, I experimented with stenciling. Okay, the rear fenders have just been put in place. If it were not for the hood and wheels, this job would almost be done. Oh, and both shifter handles are now green. Hard to see in this light. There you go. You can see them. Now on the running board there is a bracket. It goes on, it strengthens up the rear fender, the running board. And I cut off a little bit where the deck used to hang down. I won't be putting a deck back on this. And once this gets on, the back fenders and the running boards are done. That's my next step. So Colonel Craftsman's hood has been sanded and washed. Once it dries, we'll smear on a little bit of paint thinner, and we're going to paint that baby army green. Meanwhile, down on the running board, there's a little bit of looseness going on. We're about to mix up some epoxy. This should be the last time anybody has to glue this back down. And we'll let it sit here with these paperweights on it. Should be good in about an hour. And now the rusty hood spots have been primed. She's now waiting for some green paint. So the hood is all painted up and ready to go. I'm about to put it back on the tractor. I don't know what I'm going to do with the grill yet. That's to be determined. And for a seat. And so I got this old seat off the Craftsman that had the froze up oppie. I'm going to paint this green. The base is already on the tractor. It's black. Won't be long, we'll have a seat on the tractor. Now I had thought about using this on Colonel Craftsman. I still could go back and do it. It's bad rusty, but it's a lot better than the boat seat. Okay, other than painting the wheels and putting a star on the hood and maybe Jet 327 on the side, this project is done. I guess I should peel that plastic off the nose. Hang on a second. And there it is with the plastic off the nose. Maybe you can give me some ideas on what we should do with the front. Still burning the oil off of the exhaust pipe. So Colonel Craftsman's paint has been drying all night, and I just cut out this star stencil. We're about to put on a white star right on the hood. Okay, there is the stencil with some socket paperweights, and we're going with gloss white. Done. And I think I might save this stencil in case a lawn cart comes along that wants to be army green with a star. Just thinking out loud. Be something you can look forward to. And now it's reveal time. Ah, perfect. Now maybe on the side, maybe stencil it Jet 327. And now on the side of the mower, and then I'll repeat on the other side once this is dry and we'll be done. That'll make it easier to use next time. If we look up front, 2 of the front wheels have fallen off for paint. And now 2 of the front wheels are half done. Okay, both front wheels have been painted. They're back on. They're all greased up. They're ready to go. And these tires, I look on the tires, they say Sears. I bet these are the original tires. We got to find some better tires for the front. Here's the other front tire. I'm going to lower it down. Trying to compare the 22 to the 23 to see which one's really the tallest. It looks like the 23 is slightly taller than the 22s. Basically the same, but slightly taller. I just checked the oil, put a little oil in it, topped it off. It is now ready to ride. And for future, I want to paint the dash. The dash looks terrible. I'd like to build a front bumper for it. I've got this little shovel. I don't know if I can put this shovel, although it's a small shovel, it's kind of big for a mower. I have to put that back in the dune buggy. Or maybe it mounts up on the front bumper. Don't know yet. Maybe Colonel Craftsman wants to do a cold start. That's kind of what I was going for. The shirt is slightly different color, but who cares? And there's my painted star. We're just thinking out loud, Colonel Craftsman against John Deere. I think the Deere is just a little bit faster. It'll still be fun. You ready? Okay, Colonel Craftsman following John Deere. Go ahead, John.